Hello everyone and welcome to the Lord General YouTube channel. We're here today to review the latest game, which is the La Bataille de Dresde. So we're going to start this box opening soon. If you do enjoy this box opening, please do add me to your subscription list on YouTube, and also do give the thumbs up on YouTube or Board Game Geek, and then I'll bring you all the latest reviews as I get them. I just wanted to start off by saying, if you do just want to see the unboxing of this video, do skip the video to the middle section, which I'll list in the description. So I was going to start off this video just by explaining how we come about to acquiring this game and the reasons why it's here today. So I've been searching Board Game Geek recently for the best quality war games, and I've gone through a list of hundreds now, and I managed to shortlist down to 50 games. And there was two Napoleonic era war games that were near the very top of the list in terms of ratings for those games. And I've done a lot of comparison, looking at the different rule sets, the artwork, the gameplay and so forth, getting different people's opinions, and this game, the Bataille de Dresde, certainly looks like a good game that's worth getting. And it's part of the La Bataille series. And I just wanted to make a quick mention to the game Waterloo 1815 Fallen Eagles. It came out in 2015 and it's published by Hexasim. So that Waterloo 1815 Fallen Eagles, it does have a rating of Board Game Geek of 8.5, and importantly it's listed as for 1 to 3 players, so the publisher recommends that is a solo game. And what you can do in Waterloo 1815 is recreate that Waterloo battle using just 400 counters, and the rule set is very simple as well. I couldn't find any faults with that game, and that was going to be a really good Napoleonic war game to get. But the reason why I got this one is because when I did more research on it the next day, I just felt that with this game, even though it's more than twice the price of the Waterloo game, you was actually getting a lot more content in here. So I believe the grand campaign for this scenario, the Dresden scenario, it can go on for, someone mentioned 150 turns. How true that is, I don't know, but certainly it would take a long time to play. And the map really sold me on this one, as well as the counters looking quite good. And in Waterloo 1815 they've got good counters as well. What I do like about Waterloo 1815 is the counters do picture who the generals are. So if you've got a general on the field, you can actually see a portrait of that general. Whereas this game, I believe, will just be it will just show the troops by lines, basically, whether there's crosses for the infantry or diagonal lines for the cavalry and so forth. So the box is quite wide, not very deep. It's reasonably heavy, but not too heavy. Let's just open this up. I should be more excited about this game, but I have paid £120 for it, and I am worried, is this too much money to pay for this game? So I'm hoping that it's going to give a lot of gameplay for £120. It is an expensive game. When I was looking at the rules for the La Bataille games, I was generally quite disappointed with them actually, in terms of their production value, because there's mostly black and white, very few examples in there. I was worried that the rules in this game were going to be too complex, but when I looked, that was one of the myths actually, because the rules just seemed to be over 30 or 40 pages, which wouldn't be too bad. It's not the hundreds of pages. So I'm expecting a rule book of about 30 or 40 pages in here. I'm hoping that it's going to be quite a good quality rule book. It's improved on previous versions, but you just never know, do you? So let me just get this in. So as I say, I bought this from a UK gaming shop, and that UK gaming shop sold it to me for about £120. I do understand why it's so expensive. It's because it's a shipping from America plus the import taxes on these games. Let's take a look at the front, because people have been selling this as having like a pre-production cover, and I think they changed the cover from pre-production. But yes, so the pre-production cover put a big portrait on of Napoleon, but this is a very nice city landscape. So I didn't realise the detail on this box. That's a very nice landscape indeed. You can see a lot of detail down there. So you've got people going across the bridge there. You've got very detailed buildings, and it's quite a big box. It's a nice presentation, nice colouring, blue and gold on there. It's not a bad box. Let's have a look on the back. So you've got a picture of the maps on there. So it says there's 4 34-inch by 22-inch period maps. So let that be a lesson. If you do want to play the grand campaign, actually try and work that out. Does that fit your room? When I measured up the 4 maps, it just about fit in a spare room with a bed in there. But it's a massive map. It's a massive map. It really is. But you can play with just one map. The scenarios for one map, I understand. A nice picture of the counters on the back there. So it says it's using the award-winning La Bataille rules, first pioneered by the Marshall Enterprises household in the 1970s. This is based on the 3rd and 4th edition rules. And which rules you play in this game is very contentious. It really is in this series, and it's what puts a lot of new players like myself off, because there's Marie-Louise rules, there's regulation rules, XXX rules, there's solo rules. I believe these 3rd and 4th edition rules, they're more suited to actually multiplayer. So how they're going to play out solo, I don't know. We'll just have to wait and see. But if they don't play out well solo, I can always buy the regulation rules, which are more for solo players. So you get over 1,000 full colour half-inch counters on 6 sheets in this game, and 3 full colour organisational displays. There should be multiple charts and tables and 2 6-sided dice. So that's the contents as shown on the back of the box there. So yeah, it looks a reasonable game. Let's open this up. So as I say, if I don't get on with this game, the fallback will be to sell this game and get Waterloo 1815, because that fits on a table. It's got 600 counters, a really good rule set. Looks like a simple rule set. I'm hoping that I can learn this, and then I'll be able to get a lot more battles in this series, because this series has a lot of battles already produced. They're producing new battles. Waterloo 1815 is going to certainly produce one more battle in their series. Let's have a look. So it's more of a matte finish box, quite lightweight, not too bad. Reasonable thickness cardboard, not too bad. It's okay. Right, here's the rule set. This is what I've been really waiting to see. Is a myth true that there's hundreds of rules, or is it a simple rule book? It's printed on it's printed on what's quite glossy paper, quite thin paper compared to some, but not too bad. Nice picture on the front of a battle taking place. It looks like there's a unit in formation there. Okay, so let's see how many rules we've actually got in here. So it looks like the scenarios are in this book as well. So I'm not quite sure on that contents list. That can't be right. So why is it showing 5 pages of... so the exclusive rules are 5 pages. And then there's a scenario. And then there's historical commentary. There's a map and charts. So this can't be the actual rule book. They're the exclusive rules. Okay. So have we got a rule book in here? Ah, right. This is a rule book. So the rule book is black and white. And the rule book goes on for 31 pages. So it's not too bad. It's not hundreds of pages. 31 pages seems about learnable. I expect this is a medium weight towards heavyweight game. Quite a clear font there to read, and good artwork. So these are not so amateurish. You've got the counters in black and white there. You can see the fonts are a bit small. There's quite a few rules to learn. There's just a lot of text in this. A few pictures to show orientation and formation examples there. So I believe when you've got a unit, you can actually expand that unit across multiple hexes, the formation. So it makes for more options for strategy. If I compare that with Waterloo 1815, you don't actually have formations in Waterloo 1815. You let your junior commanders sort out the formation, so I understand. So you can form squares. So it's not hugely illustrated. There's a lot of text based in this book. So if you're a beginner, take note. A few illustrations. So a lot of text and a few advertising pieces at the back for different games in the series. So mostly black and white rulebook, mostly text. Now we'll look at the scenarios that you get. This feels like a bit of a better book, and also it looks a bit better quality. So I wonder why the rules wasn't produced in this sort of format. So you got red for the headings and black for the text. Again, you got a few examples of specific rules. So these are specific rules. I like the background on this, how it's got a bordered page and quite nice background colour. Again, nice illustrations. So it looks like they've... I wonder why the rulebook wasn't in the same sort of style as this. So we've got a few illustrations there showing when the battle begins. A few victory conditions and special rules. It does look quite detailed, this game. So we'll have to see how easy it is to pick up this game. Quite a lot of text on setup and so forth. Mostly a lot of text, and there's a lot of times and a lot of regiments listed below the times. So I'm not sure whether that says what time they joined the map or something. I've never ever played a Napoleonic game like this before. My prior experience has been the pike and shot game with GMT games, which looks a bit more simpler than this one, even though some people say pike and shot is a complex game. So this is my first foray into the Napoleonic wargaming scene, and as you see, a lot of detail. So you got a few colour illustrations throughout, but mostly it's just showing who's fighting on the left wing, who's fighting on the various wings, and what time they join. And there's weather, so it looks like there's a map area, so it says whether to use all 4 maps. You've got an end time, the start time for the battle. The Battle of Dresden seems to go over 1, 2, 3, 4 days. And the weather, so there's different weather featured. And then it looks at the back. Oh, okay, so we've got, what's that? That's a nice map in the rulebook. Showing, looks like where the units fought, and looks like there's some nice historical commentary there. So there's quite a lot to this game, really, just looking at the rules. A lot of historical commentary, so I'll enjoy reading that. A lot more commentary than what you usually get in these games. And you've got a nice chart at the back showing the army formation. So it says who the commander is, Napoleon, and what his various corps are, and the leaders for those corps, it looks like. So you've got the old guard down there. It's like Mortier. You've got an artillery reserve down there. Guard cavalry corps listed there. You've got the army of Bohemia over that side. So, not a bad book, that one. Now for the maps. So these are one of the real reasons to buy this game. If you like fighting over a good map. So, right, the quality of this map is quite good. It's not your usual paper style. It's a bit like a bit sort of mapped paper. That's like raised paper. Nice pictures of towns there. And you see some quite detailed roads. There's some, looks like marsh down there, rivers running, even the detail of the bridge down there. Let's just see how big these maps are. Yes, this is one map, so one map should just about fit on a standard size table, I imagine. So yeah, so that's a corner piece, and you see where that map would join onto the next map. But even in this tiny room here, it's sort of taken up at least a quarter of the room, so you really do need a big table to play the full campaign on, certainly. But that's a pretty nice map. That's one map. So how many more maps do we get? Let's have a look. That's another map. Are these maps double-sided, I wonder? It shouldn't be double-sided. No, it's not double-sided maps. That's two maps. Let's just see, we've got 4 maps in here, hopefully. That's the third map. So you see there's a lot of open space on that particular map. It goes down to, looks like some neat woods down there, the town. So there should be one more map. Hopefully that's the last map there. Yep, so we've got the last map in there. No, that's the another chart, it looks like. So where is... there's the last map. So the maps are a bit out of order there, but we got all the contents, that's good. Big river across there. Again, a beautiful map. Yeah, I think I'll enjoy playing on this map, certainly. It is better quality map than the Pike and Shot maps, that's for sure. And there's a lot more detail on these maps. Big town up there. A palace, by the looks of it. So pretty good map there. So what are these bits here? This looks like some organisation charts. Got Frederick August the First on there. And it seems to expand out a long way. So it shows all the order of battle, I imagine. Napoleon on there. The Allies at Dresden, the French and their allies at Dresden. You see if all these units are going to be fighting at the Battle of Dresden. Then we must have the opposing side up here. So again, it's about 3 sides of A4 printed on there. It is printed on one side again. Alexander the First, so Wilhelm the Third, and so Franz the First. It's nice portraits, nice piece of artwork for the counters. So I believe the counters show which corps they belong to. I really don't know what the rules are. I think one of the numbers probably counts for how many movement points they get. There's probably a number for the quality on there somewhere, and the X's are probably indicating that they're infantry. I imagine the diagonal lines are probably cavalry, but there's a lot to learn. Then I imagine the one with the without the X or the diagonals probably a artillery. We just have to learn that. Now for the counters themselves. So it looks like some of these are sort of quite loose there in the cardboard sheet. They're nice colours though, they're like gold counters up here, very nice. You'll probably not be able to see this close up on the camera. Let's just try and punch one. I really don't get these people who do clipping and so forth. I don't see what the fascination with clipping counters is. I mean, it's only a bit of fluff on the side of the counters. Yeah, you're not going to be able to see that close up, but it's a gold eagle. Nice gold colouring on these counters. Looks like about 1/2 inch size, quite small counters. That's one sheet of counters. I think we get about 5 sheets, it said on the box. Yeah, these ones are coming out there. But they're quite thick counters, so they're good quality. They're going to withstand a lot of play, I imagine. Looks like there's a turn tracker and time tracker up there. So I think when you play the multiplayer, you're actually limited by the amount of time you got to play either side. So maybe each side has about 15 minutes to make a move or so forth. So it makes it good for multiplayer. But obviously we're going to be trying this solo, so we'll see how it works. Some fire counters down there. So it looks like whether buildings, I don't know whether it looks like a building on fire. So, and also you got some redoubt markers down there. So I think that mans some of the forts in the game. This is the 4th counter sheet. And actually we haven't looked at the back. Let's have a look at the back on some of these. This is why I got the game as well, because these are nice coloured flags there. You're probably not seeing how nice they are on the camera there, but they're pretty good quality flags. It looks like we've got some wagons down there. So maybe they're limbered guns or something. A grand battery, a bridge out, so it looks like we can knock bridges down in this game and disable use of the bridges. So on the back, I guess this is related to how you play the game, but there's just a lot of numbers on the back of the counters here. Shows whether the bridge is under repair, so maybe the bridge can get repaired in this game. It shows left wing and right wing on here, so maybe there's different counters for different wings, who knows. That's 4. So this is the 5th and 6 counter sheets by the looks of it. So a lot of numbers on there, presumably there to mark casualties. And some disorder markers. And a road order marker. We've got some assault markers. That looks like a formation marker there. Again, I've never played this game, so who knows. There's some more of these flag counters up there. Let's say manoeuvre unit activated, outer command. So the counters are reasonable quality. They're good quality really. They're quite thick. So what else do we get in the box? You get a terrain key, which shows all the different types of terrains. It looks like you get 23 different terrains in this game, which is going to be a lot to learn about. A cavalry recall table. And a rolling to stand against charger cheval. A depot marker. Assault morale modifiers up there. A movement chart showing terrain effects down there. Loads of different terrain all the way down there. What's that? That's 1 die. Looks like 2 die. Quite small die. Quite small, but functional enough. They are quite small. Another setup chart there. Schwarzenberg and Moreau, it looks like. I probably haven't pronounced that correctly, but there you go. There's a lot of extra sheets in this game. The battery box for the French and the foes of Napoleon. And a passage of time recorder. So we've got a advertising for the next game, the Bataille de Dresde. Not sure how you pronounce that. Ligny. Version 2 coming soon. So you could fill in that, send it back to them, and they'll order the game for you. We'll have to see how we get on with this game first. Fire defense table. And a fire effects table. So it looks like if you're in column you get the printed value, if you're in line times 3 or times 2 times 4, if you're square times 3 times 2 times 4. General and skirmish fire effects. A lot of tables. The tables just keep coming in this game. Stacking charts. And a realization table. This looks a complicated game, but it's one we should be able to pick up. Assault and melee. It's not the best quality chart, but I'm sure it's functional. Looks a bit plain, that chart. What's this? The Siege of Elysia, more advertising. Quite a lot of advertising in the game. Against the odds. Turning point simulations, more advertising. Looks like we're down to the last few charts now. The Army of Bohemia. The morale level track, level 0 to level 3. Right wing, left wing. Morale check modifiers. And it's the same for the Army of the French there. So that's the unboxing complete, and hopefully you've got some value out of that unboxing. So I'm brand new to this series, so I didn't really know what to expect. I've never really read the rules before. I'm not disappointed by the purchase of this game. I think it's going to be a challenge to learn this game, so it doesn't look like a beginner's game, but I've got a bit of experience with war games, so we'll see how we get on. We'll also have to see how this game plays solo. The quality of the game looks reasonable, and we'll just see how we get on. So thanks for watching this video, and hopefully you've learnt something, and I apologise if I've misrepresented any of the pieces here, being a novice to this series. And I'll take a few months, well probably a month or two, to try and learn this game, and when I feel confident enough to run a video on this, I'll try and run a video and see how this game actually plays out from the perspective of a new solo wargamer in this series. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon from the Lord General.